Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys watching today's video. Guys, today we're going to be discussing what is the most versatile pound test of fishing line that you can use in all different situations. I really wanted to do this video sort of like to save you some money on fishing line so you don't have to buy a bunch of different sizes. So we're going to get into that in today's video. Also guys, before we get started, I just want to invite you to check out two things that we have at fishthemoment.com that you guys know I work with. Please check out our lake map breakdowns for the fall. We got those up on the website now. It's a great resource to learn more about your favorite lake. And also you can book a virtual lesson with me personally by going on the virtual lessons part of fishthemoment.com. I'll put the link in the descriptions, and we can go over anything you need to go over in fishing. It's a really good way to get some answers if you got some questions on fishing. So much appreciated. Okay guys, excuse me. Let's talk a little bit about the most versatile pound test of fishing line. Now, for most bass fishing situations, here's the pound tests that are available. You've got 6 pound test, 8 pound test, and 10 pound tests, which are traditionally used a lot of times on spinning outfits. Now, we're talking about fluorocarbon line here. We're not talking about braided line. And then you've got 12, 15, 17, 20, and 25 that are available frequently in the fluorocarbon line. But right off the bat, guys, I'm going to tell you to save some money. If you guys don't want to spend a lot of money on fishing line because fluorocarbon is a little pricey, and if you just want to have 1 pound test line that will do a lot of different things, get you some 15 pound tests, Seaguar and VizX, 15 pound tests. Now, 15 pound test is a super versatile line because you can do a lot of things with it. You can fish all different types of crankbait with it. You know, you can fish square bill crankbaits, you can fish medium runners, you can fish deep crankbaits, you can fish a lot of any soft plastic. You can fish Senkos, you can fish worms, you can fish a Carolina rig, you can fish a jig on it, chatterbait. There's just almost every single bait out there can be fished on 15 pound test line. Now there may be some specific situations where you could get you might want to use or excuse me, that it might be better to use a lighter or heavier line, but most of the time you can get by with it. Say for example, if I'm flipping a jig, I'm pretty comfortable with flipping a jig or creature bait in and around cover with 15 pound test line. And also I'm pretty comfortable fishing, 15 pound test line on a square bill crankbait. One of the things that you can do, let's say for crankbait fishing with 15 pound test line, if you need to get your crankbait a little bit deeper with 15 pound test line, simply make a longer cast and put your rod tip closer to the water. That will get the bait deeper. If you want to get shallower, make a shorter cast and keep your rod tip higher. And if you're fishing a slow bait, like a jig or a creature bait or worm or something like that, you can adjust your different type of hook sets based upon the cover that you're fishing. If you're fishing really thick, flooded type cover, and when you set the hook on there, just don't put as much pressure on the fish. Don't try to horse that fish out. Set the hook and then go to the fish. So there's a lot of different things that you can do as far as how you set the hook and how you fight a fish with 15 pound test line that you can just make it serviceable. Now, like I said, situations or maybe really, really, specific situations where you need to use a lighter or heavier line. But the main thing I'm concerned about with a lot of anglers starting out is to keep it simple. And if you go with 15 pound test line and just sort of make it work, you're not only going to get more comfortable and not be intimidated by having to decide which pound test I need to use with which lure. You're going to save some money, but not having to spend, on a bunch of different spools of line. And it's just a good pound test to just get started out with most bass fishing applications. There's very few scenarios or very few lures out there, aside from like a finesse presentation, where 15 pound test line will not be serviceable and get you by in most situations. So anyway, guys, hope it helps out a little bit, and we'll talk later. See you.